There's a 10% chance when I order hot chocolate that they give me they make like a, what do they call them? Like mocha latte? This is a thing. It's one of those. It has coffee in it. That's gross. But this one will be perfect, okay? Oh! No! What? What? Oh my god, wait. Do you think the movie Office Space holds up? I would imagine so, but I don't know. Is today May 16th? No, it's not. What am I... Oh, and the app crashes. Nice. Hold on. What's happening? I'm pushing the additional mocha sauce because sometimes they don't put enough in it. I just get like a cup of milk. But I think that they see like mocha on it and then they just like make like a chocolate mocha or something. There must be, oh, fuck, God, it's so gross. Fuck, I got 2 coffees today. Oh, kill me. Oh, it's gonna be one of those days. Why do you keep ordering if you fuck? Well, they only fuck it up like 10% of the time. Every now and then I'll get some new worker who gives me coffee. God damn it. I should just not. Oh, it's definitely coffee. I'm not hallucinating. Am I? It's coffee. It is. Is there a way to like know? Can I like set it on fire and like caffeine glows blue or something? It's definitely coffee. It's definitely coffee. God, fuck! Today's gonna be irritating. Fuck. And I had to go down and get this one because the guy couldn't get up. Oh my god. Okay. I'm just gonna get a Red Bull. It's gonna be a 2 Red Bull day. It's gonna be a 2 Red Bull day. Fuck! Alright. I came ready to fight today. Are you ready to fight? Parasite is no longer the most overrated movie I've ever seen in my entire life. I saw a movie last night. Now, let me be clear, okay? I saw a movie, and it was called Sinners, all right? Now, this was this wasn't a solid movie. This was an above-average movie. It was a very good movie. I enjoyed it. It was ambitious, okay? Which I always appreciate when people are trying to be creative and do something new. I give big props for that. So, I appreciate all of that. However, I feel like it tried to do a little bit too much sometimes, which isn't the worst thing in the world. But this movie got unbelievable fucking reviews. How? This movie was pulling like fucking 96, 97, 98% everywhere. And I feel like it wasn't that good. What? Did I miss something? The scene in the party scene with the fucking 3 minutes of music. Okay, here's where, now maybe I'm biased because I'm a music person or whatever, but I don't even think so. Okay. Here is what confused me. Do you guys know what the ending of this movie was supposed to be? I guess, spoiler alert. Spoilers! I guess spoilers for a second. Am I crazy, or was this movie not absolutely building up to like, what's this based off of? The boy goes down to Georgia or some bullshit. What am I thinking of? You've got the Irish fiddle dude They're playing music outside. The boy comes and he's playing blues and all that. I 1 trillion. Oh, the devil goes down to Georgia. Yeah, I 1,000,000,000,000% thought. And the boy, when he's running out of the on fire place, he even grabs his guitar banjo thing. He even grabs it, and I'm like, oh my god, there's gonna be a fucking epic dueling fucking blues banjo off at the end of the dueling, even some kind of variation of the dueling banjo song or something. That is absolutely what I was expecting this to head towards, and then it doesn't at all. And I'm like, wait, why not? It wasn't bad. No, I'm so sorry. I keep saying it wasn't bad. The movie was really good. It was a good movie. Again, I appreciate when people are trying to do unique stuff. I feel like I try to do a little bit too much sometimes. I don't know. Like, there were a few things that they could have cut entirely, I think, and the movie would have been better off for it. Or they could have spent another 60 minutes on this movie and fleshed out some stuff more. But fuck, now I don't know how many people have seen this movie because I can't talk about it. Most of you guys haven't seen it. What film? Sinners. Can you tell us a bit about the director? I don't know anything about the director. Wait, is that a meme or something? There you go. Were you serious when you asked this? Can somebody tell me for Arabs or for Gulf state Arabs, for these rich countries, am I just crazy or does it sometimes feel like they have no taste? Like everything is so gaudy. Is it because... Were you serious when you asked this? Was I serious when I asked what? I feel like a lot of the stuff like in Dubai is very gaudy. A lot of the stuff that they show, but maybe it could just be what I'm getting from like the red pill stuff. I don't know if like the actual, like if you go to like Riyadh or like you look into actually like large cities, or if you go to Amman, is that the bad guy in StarCraft 2 or is that the capital of Jordan? Like if you go to these places, I don't know. I don't necessarily think Arab cities are gaudy. But everything I see from really is just Dubai. I really should just say Dubai. I should just say that's what everybody advertises the most. What would you give it out of 100? Unfortunately, I couldn't stay for the end of the movie because towards the end there are people that show up and they begin saying the N-word a lot, and it made me very uncomfortable, so I had to leave. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I don't know. I have, what would I rate this movie? I don't know. I give it like an 85. $85 to 90. Did you feel the final fight scene with the KKK was necessary? No, that felt like super, that felt super gratuitous, pornographic, I guess, like unnecessary. I don't know what was the point. That just, like the KKK people were such a minor part of the whole movie that to bring that in at the end and then like that's the way that the main character kind of dies. You didn't look at the poll results? True. I don't even know why I did that poll. Sorry. Oh fuck, like nobody's seen this movie. Did you stay for the post-credits scene? I did, and that was also something that I didn't really like that much. Generally in film, remember, you're always trying to show, whether people realize this or not, you're generally trying to show morally positive messages in art. You want to convey something positive to the audience, almost always. You're always trying to convey some positive virtue, message, whatever, whether people are aware of it or not. Generally in media, when somebody is brought back from the dead, usually, depending, I guess, on the media, I can't generalize, but oftentimes there's a big payoff, and that when the person comes back, they're not quite right. This might even be like showcased somewhere in, I think in Greek mythology, don't people come back and it's not quite right? And Harry Potter, obviously, with the three death things, like the guy can bring somebody back, but it's not the same. And when Khal Drogo comes back, it's not quite the same. Like they're like empty, soulless vessels, basically. But in this movie, they made it sound like the vampire people they made it sound like the vampire people weren't quite the same. Like the lady says, oh no, like the soul can't leave or some bullshit or whatever. But it seems like when the brother goes to talk to the cousin guy at the end of the film when he's a vampire, it seems like he's like pretty chill. He's like, seems like he's having a good time. And his one brother told him like, hey, don't kill the one kid. And he doesn't. So he listens. And I don't know. So it's like, well, I don't know. It kind of just seems like being a vampire is like base. Why wouldn't you just be a vampire? I don't know. It seemed kind of cool. Like, I don't know. Listen, I'm a super horny guy and I can appreciate horny stuff. I feel like this movie was like unnecessarily horny. I don't know if I'm just crazy or like, I feel like there were so many references to like oral sex. Is that like a theme of the film or something? I don't know why. Like there's a hard cut and then one of the brothers is explaining to the cousin guy like how to tongue a clit, and I'm like, why? What is this for? And then one of the brother guys is trying to get Cornbread to go help him, and he's like, if you come and help, maybe your wife will suck your cock. And it's like, why? What are we doing? I don't know. Did you know that Michael B. Jordan was in House? No. What episode was that? I also didn't know that locked in syndrome guy was most deaf. What the fuck? Destiny, they weren't the same. They're eternally damned and never go to heaven. Yeah, but you never really see that much of what heaven looks like. It kind of sucks, except for the one guy getting to hang out with his baby mama. But then the other guy, his baby mama just didn't die. So, yeah, that's true. The music scene broke my immersion. That was weird. Well, I thought the music scene was okay. I just don't know. But it just didn't go anywhere. It didn't connect to anything. Like I said, I thought there was going to be a huge fucking dueling banjos thing at the end, because the guy is like, I came here for you because I want to absorb your music to time travel, I guess, like Aaron Yeager or something, or because it connects everybody. So I thought they'd have some big music up, but then they didn't. And I was like, why? I don't know why this was. I don't know, man. It was a good movie. I'm sorry. I'm making it sound like a shit movie. It wasn't. It was a good movie. I appreciate it. It was pretty ambitious. It did a lot of stuff. But there's some stuff that, I guess I went in thinking this movie was so hyped. Holy fuck. People hyped this like it was the next coming of Jesus. And it wasn't. I would say it was like who's like a minor prophet that's not Jesus, you know? Thoughts on people saying the movie is anti-miscegenation? Why? Because there are black people with black people? I don't even know what that means. Because the... Oh, this is obviously Michael B. Jordan. Oh, how do I just don't remember this episode, I guess.
Elevated.
And you?
And gum.
As long as I can.
No one said that about Sinners. Everyone agreed it was mid. What? %, 96%? What is this low IQ question in chat? If you say it's a good movie, how can it be the most overrated? Yes, but they never see each other. Smoke and Stack are eternally separated. The Irish guy wanted to see his people via the magic music thingy because he would never see them in the afterlife. It's theme heavy and symbolic in a lot of ways. I guess. Surely there are highly rated movies you think are bad? Yeah, there are highly rated movies that I think are bad, and there are low rated movies I think are good. Did you read any reviews? Did they make any good points or just glazing? I didn't read any reviews, no. I didn't even know what this movie was about. I heard it was like a horror movie, and then I went in, and then I thought it was just going to be like a slavery movie. I'm like, or a civil rights movie. But then, damn, one of the things that I saw towards the end of the movie, the black dude is like playing his guitar or whatever. And I'm like, how the fuck could this guy have been alive when they were driving these like really weird cars, and he's alive in like 1991? And then I thought about it. I'm like, damn, actually, if you were like 80 years old in 1991, you've seen a lot of shit. You've like, that's a lot of life you've lived. Holy fuck. That's like, you were alive and remembering or maybe participating in like World War II, and you are like, you saw like Vietnam, the internet, like cars changed so much. I was like, holy shit. Name a low-rated movie you think is good. Well, do you want to... I was going to say a real take or a meme take. But no, I don't have meme takes. I just have good takes. This is a good-ass movie. And it's wholesome, and the performances are good. It's got a good, obviously good soundtrack. Because the... not Steven Spielberg, the guy who always does his music. Somebody say it in chat. Robin Williams. No, he's not the guy. John Williams. Thank you. Jesus. This is a good-ass movie. I have no idea why the tomato meter is so fucking low on this. There was another movie also. I'm surprised. I think this one gets really low ratings as well. But I guess if you, maybe because it was like a standard revenge flick or something. I thought this was a really, oh, okay, cool. The audience agrees with me. I thought this was a good movie. I like this one too. But I like almost everything with Denzel Washington. Actually, that's not true. I think I watched like one of the Equalizer movies, and I didn't like, meh. Do you see that Israel killed the new Sinwar? He was hiding under a hospital. Nice. Were they trying to get him, or were they just bombing a hospital? Oh, you liked Training Day? That movie is so memey. What? That should be a banned take. There should be some like things that you have to like. Otherwise, you get banned from chat. I hated The Godfather, but I watched it when I was really young. I think I was too young to give a fuck about movies like that. So maybe I need to rewatch it, I think. This is just an all-time fucking classic. This is Kino. This might be a perfect film. 74%? Bro, what's going on with the critics on this website? What the fuck? What the fuck? Did you miss the post-credit scene at Sinners? No, I stayed and watched it. I don't think it added much to the film, but... Did you like Black Panther more than Sinners? Both are above 96%. I thought Black Panther was a good movie. For like a superhero movie, I thought it was good. Do you have an opinion on the most recent Dan video? Oh, we're doing Dan reviews.
Hey.
Okay, I'm nearing the end of Factorio. I'm trying to be careful because I don't want to seem like I'm just like attacking people, okay, that aren't in my orbit anymore. But I started to read a little bit on you remember how Pisco would always say the Hur Report, the Hur Report, the Hur Report? Now, I have not gone over this or read the entire thing, but I started to read up on it, and then I was seeing excerpts from it. Why does it feel like Pisco made that? It feels like he made that Hur Report sound way, 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 way worse than it actually was. Is there anybody here that's... Yeah, I say read the full thing. There's like fucking maybe one person. Fuck me. What are you saying? It seems like the reason why Hur said not to prosecute was because he didn't feel like there was the state of mind, there wasn't strong evidence that Biden was like willfully retaining documents contrary to what his responsibilities would have been for classified information or whatever, basically. But I don't know. Every time I feel like Pisco would bring up the Hur Report, he made it sound like it was like excoriating, like it was the worst thing ever. And that wasn't the impression I got. I don't know if we'll go through all of that or not, but... Was this before or after Brad brought it up in the C-SPAN thing? I think it was before. Did he bring it up in the C-SPAN thing? I don't even remember. He might have. Bro, that was early. I had to wake up at 7:30 this morning for that. God damn! What is this? Don't care, don't care. Don't care. This. Okay. Jesus. Don't care. I think the audio of the Biden-Hur interview is out. Did they release the audio from it? Oh, maybe that's why I was reading about it this morning. Or yesterday. That's insanely fucking improper that was ever released, but that's good. Okay. I'm glad we got all the info around that. I don't know if Destiny's aware, but right now there's tons of media people and insiders that want Democrats to go scorched earth on Biden. Yeah, but I think it's because there's just an opportunistic thing here where people view it as like, if they can go scorched earth on Biden, they can basically ditch the whole old Democratic establishment and then build some new shit, where the old Democratic establishment once stood. And there's a lot of opportunists, I think, trying to weasel their way in there, basically. Any thoughts on yesterday's whatever podcast debate with Kylie Brewer? I thought the way Andrew Wilson and Brian treated her was deplorable. It felt like monetized bowling. You can link me if you want. Usually I just don't watch this show because it's like 8 hours long, so... 5-hour interview with... This is what I mean when I say there's no virtue. I do mean that, and I said the same thing this morning. Keep in mind, just imagine for 1 microsecond. Imagine for 1 microsecond. I should have bought more 5.56, bro. I'm so triggered. Where did the Hur Report come from? Think about that. The Hur Report came from Merrick Garland, Biden's attorney general, appointing a special counsel, independent investigator to investigate Biden for documents that his team found and turned over willingly to to NARA or whatever and the FBI. And that's where everything from Hur comes from, under his own administration. Meanwhile, Republicans will say, lawfare, Democrats weaponize the Department of Justice. But what is Trump's track record on investigations into himself? Well, let's see. All the investigations into him are now dead. Thank you. Now that he's in office, he's targeting every single law firm that worked with anybody that was in political opposition prior to this. He fired James Comey in order to try to kill the investigation into him when he was in office in 2016. It's just not even, it's so unbelievably cucked. Do you know how many hours Trump has sat in front of anybody for any of his presidential conduct when it comes to deposition, when it comes to giving, when it comes to doing interviews with like the FBI or anything else? Zero, nothing, zero, absolutely nothing. It's actually so fucking unhinged. It's actually so insane. It's actually so insane. Have you ever contemplated bringing newer streamers into the orbit, but not for drama slot, but for some type of philosophical or political enlightenment? It sounds grandiose, but it's necessary. Usually that stuff is really boring. You have to find a good balance of like entertaining and informative. I think after Factorio, I think my next thing is going to be loading up the I just hate Twitter Spaces. I think the TikTok debate streams, I think that's where it's at, okay? I need to go eat up some of that Dean and Parker audience, because if they're going to be that fucking soy over everything, I need to eat up those center lefties on TikTok. I don't know if there's anybody doing that right now.
Good morning. It's been a while.
Hi,
I guess
Dan.
it's afternoon at this point. But
Okay.
that said, I wanted to do a video today on something
Sounds like whataboutism, but okay. Good troll. Good troll, my dude. Good troll.
that's near and dear to my heart, and that's online harassment campaigns directed at me. No, just kidding. Directed at someone else. This time, there is a former journalist, I guess at this point, I'm not sure, Alyssa Mercante, who made a video, which we're going to go over, and I'm going to explain who she is, just the hate that she's received online. But
I don't think people are talking about the substance of the report. They are talking about how Biden was not fit to serve as president. Just to be clear, every single indication that Biden wasn't fit to serve as president comes from him not speaking well. Just to be ultra clear, there is not a shred of evidence in any other capacity that he wasn't able to do his job. Meanwhile, Donald Trump literally goes on stage and has executive orders explained to him that he's never seen before he signs. Just to be clear, okay? And conceptually, he doesn't understand anything about all of the things that he talks about, all right? He thinks that trade deficits are related to budget deficits, which are related to our debt. He thinks that, whatever. Good troll.
But before we do that, I wanted to explain to you, why am I covering this, or who this person is, or why I give a shit.
Why
Usually
should we care?
So, Alyssa Mercante, okay,
Ooh, cringe. Yikes. Mega cringe person.
is the #1 glazer of all time of Hassan Piker. And that's an especially dangerous position to have.
True.
Because Hassan Piker is a man that I am not a fan of, okay, is what I would say. And yeah, he's doing quite a bit of damage to Jews online by normalizing and kind of equating anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism as the same. And of course, he tries to say that he's not doing that at the same time, but realistically speaking, he is. But enough about Hassan. Essentially, Alyssa Mercante was a former journalist of Kotaku, and maybe she went someplace else after, but it is just non-stop, back to back to back to back, thirsting for Hassan, which, whatever, like...
True, but appearances are inherently important in politics. I hate Trump, but to the average American, he comes off as more knowing than Biden. I don't think he comes off as more knowing, actually. I think that Trump, simultaneously, there's something that you can respect about him and realize is so bad at the same time. And that is the fact that Trump is just, honestly, he can work a room really well. And when you talk to him, he makes you feel important. He does. He looks at you. He laughs, smiles. He will say something nice about you or remember a thing about you if he can. Oh, I like your questions. The same thing he does to people that he doesn't like, right? He's very, very good at working a room. He's very good at chatting with people. You've seen all the people that go and visit him, fucking Bill Maher and anybody that's gone and had dinner with him. They all come away with positive impressions. However, think about that. He's very good at that. Donald Trump was universally loved. Well, from my perspective, he seemed to be universally loved when he did The Apprentice. Like, I think The Apprentice was one of the most popular shows for reality TV when it was at its height. I think The Apprentice was insanely popular, and everybody loved Donald Trump. He was I think most people really liked Donald Trump. For him to be that affable, for him to be that charismatic, for him to have that much popularity, and for him to then have the lowest approval ratings of any president in office for the first 100 days, well, he's in second right now. The worst was Trump in his first term. That says a lot about how, I guess, unpopular his policies are, or his political ideas are, or the messaging or whatever. It's pretty crazy, the dichotomy between, I don't know if you say dichotomy, but like how good he is at working crowds and working rooms and being charismatic versus how unpopular he is. That's insane.
I don't give a shit. That's fine. The problem is that this person is also a journalist that is putting out puff pieces literally on Hassan. She got called out for this here.
Call out.
You see, like, this is one of the pieces she did, a whole profile on Hassan. No disclaimer about how apparently she just wants to fuck Hassan. I mean, that's my opinion from reading all this stuff. But this is just beyond obscene from a quote unquote journalist of what you would expect to have. And yeah, she's putting out this stuff. But specifically, I would say the main reason that I hate this person is because of this. When we had the whole TwitchCon, there's a bottom tier for Zionists, that whole situation, the fact that she felt the need not only to put kind of her spin on this, basically, you know, saying, oh, you can't say Habibi, a friend, beloved, no mention of so many of the criticisms against what this was. It just pissed me off. Watching this thing, like, oh, this guy who's Jewish, it just rubbed me the wrong way. And then this
Poor
whole
Dan.
piece is kind of, it's just damage control, in my opinion. So, yeah, sorry, a little bit leading into why we're about to do
why?
this. But
Why are we gonna
that
do this,
said,
Dan?
so this person today put out a video bemoaning, is that a word? I feel like it is.
Yeah.
Bemoaning the hatred that they receive online. And let's just get into it. Because I want you to have the full scope of who this person was before we really got into that. So let's go.
My name is Alyssa Mercante. I'm a freelance entertainment and internet culture journalist based in Brooklyn, New York. In March 2024,
Jesus.
I wrote a story that would forever change my life. I didn't expect it to. It was just a report dispelling a conspiracy theory that had gained traction in the dank caves of the internet, in the same spaces where people convince themselves that furniture sites are trafficking children, or that there's a ring of Satan-worshipping cannibals in Washington, D.C. The story laid out the core tenets of this particular conspiracy theory, that a single video game consultancy firm, known as Sweet Baby Inc., led by a black Canadian woman, was forcibly injecting diversity into some of the video game industry's biggest titles. The report stated that a consultant working at the time with Sweet Baby Inc. discovered a 100-person strong curation page on the video game marketplace site Steam, dedicated to tracking any games that the firm had worked on. The curation page also had an affiliated Discord group, an online messaging service commonly used in the video game industry with about 2,000 members. The Discord chat was filled with racist jokes, misogynistic memes, and homophobic hate.
What do you want me to say? Misogyny is bad, but you acting all surprised Pikachu face that there's a group set up to attack people because they have wrongthink is literally what you do nonstop, or what you did do when you were a journalist and when you were tweeting out. Like, you don't like men very much. You would go on and on and on about how bad all men are nonstop. Here's some examples.
Wait, true. Sorry, hold on. True what Dan said, but that's not what I'm saying true to. Somebody in chat said, Destiny, I think the only section people paid attention to in the Hur Report is this section out of 388 pages. Yes, I think you're absolutely right. I don't know if I would read this whole thing, but I understand how people read it, and I think the reading is just incorrect. We have also considered that at trial, and I think I might have even spread this because I was taking this information secondhand. We've also considered that at trial, Mr. Biden would likely present himself to a jury, as he did during our interview of him, as a sympathetic, well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory. Based on our direct interactions with and observations of him, he is someone for whom many jurors will want to identify reasonable doubt. It would be difficult to convince a jury that they should convict him, by then a former president well into his 80s, of a serious felony that requires a mental state of willfulness. We conclude the evidence is not sufficient to convict, and we decline to recommend prosecution of Mr. Biden for his retention of the classified Afghanistan documents. I think when people were quoting this in the media of a serious felony that requires a mental state of willfulness, the thing that everybody kept saying and that I kept hearing was, wow, he said that his memory was so bad, there's no way that he could have even committed the crime because he basically has forgotten everything. That's not what a mental state of willfulness means. Nobody seems to know this. Nobody knew this when I did the Trump stuff for Mar-a-Lago. When he says mental state of willfulness, the retention of classified material is only a crime if you willfully retain that in an area that it's not authorized to be retained in. This is a mens rea statement, not, oh, his mind is so gone, he has no memory, LOL statement. But I think that's how everybody read this. Because I don't think anybody knows what the actual criminal statute for the retention of classified documents, for that to be convicted as a crime or prosecuted as a crime, I don't think anybody knows what the statute requires, which is a willful retention. If you walk out of a skiff with classified material, they're not going to charge you with a fucking crime. They might fire you or dishonorably discharge or whatever the fucking they do in the military. You might get fired or something like that, but you're not going to be charged with a crime unless there's a state of mind of actually willfully doing it. But, yeah. Oh. And they pulled out that Biden couldn't remember what year his son died during the interview and a few other excerpts. But again, it was a 5-hour interview, and I'm pretty sure he had other shit. Yeah, but I also don't even know, like, how long ago did his son die? Like, if you were to ask me snap questions on this, like, a lot of this is stuff that I wouldn't remember. Like, if you would ask me, like, what year was, like, Nathan born? Like, I would have to stop and think about it for a second. Oh, I know how old he is now. Oh, actually, no, I have it because it's an easy way to remember it because it was how his birth date is. But like, I would have to think about it for a second. Or if you would ask me like what year did my best friend kill himself when I was working at the casino, I don't know. I actually truly don't know. I would just totally. I'm pretty sure I was 20 or 21 when it happened. I wouldn't be able to remember that. It was a pretty bad experience, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's annoying that I just don't like the standards on one side. That's all I'm saying. But hey, what are you gonna do?
These are the kinds of messages I received immediately after publishing.
Yeah, meanwhile, Donald Trump doesn't know any dates for anything. Meanwhile, Donald Trump doesn't even know when the fucking Russia-Ukraine war started. Jesus Christ.
These are the kinds of messages I received immediately after publishing that piece. Hang yourself, traitor. It's an email sent to my work. Hi, you racist. Could I kindly ask you to remove yourself from this world, you absolute waste of air? Hope you get ganged by Muslim slut. You're not a journalist, you're a Jew with a complex. You are a participant in degenerate culture and a staple point of that. All I'm saying is don't go planning that 40th birthday, you won't make it to that point. Ugly Jew begging for free shit, what a surprise. Senior editor at Kotaku, spitting on you people isn't enough at this point. Your father raised a disgusting woman and he should be ashamed of himself. Alyssa...
Like, fuck, it's just the double standards. Oh my God, 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 oh my God. Oh, double standards, double standards. Fuck.
I don't even know who the woman.
When he's in his deposition for the Jean Carroll case, I think they show him a picture and they were like, can you identify this person or something?
Let's see. I don't know who. I don't even know who the woman. Let's see. I don't know who. It's Marla.
You say Marla's in this photo?
That's Marla. Yeah. That's my wife.
Which woman are you pointing to? No.
Here. Oh, is that?
The person you just pointed to was
I
Jean
see.
Carroll.
Who is that? Who is this?
Point, your wife. And the woman on the right.
Most Americans haven't even seen this and don't even know it exists, by the way, because it's Trump.
Is your then wife?
I don't know.
Ivana?
This was the picture. I assume that's John Johnson. Is that?
It's just whatever, dude.
Someone contact us next. Dumb this bitch, you're messing with the wrong people. You're next in line to be digitally hanged. You're next, traitor. We make you famous. We will continue. You fucked with the wrong people. Your time is coming to the end. The clock is ticking. Alyssa Mercant.
Wait. I don't know if Dan is listening right now. Sometimes people on my subreddit do this, okay? Dan is doing it here. Listen, I know that we're all families, or a giant DGG family on my stream, and we're used to hearing stuff very quickly. If you're going to upload media, though, whether it's on the subreddit or whether it's in a YouTube video or whatever, stop times 2ing the videos, okay? It's jarring. It's too much. If we want to times 2 it, we'll times 2 it. You don't need to times 2 it, okay? But...
Safe your sorry ass. Kotaku is next. Alyssa needs to be hanged. Bring no value to the world, and suicide would be beneficial to humanity in your case. Since you're too narcissistic to do that, most parasites are. I also endorse going to a hood in your neighborhood, and the mob will do the same. Let's see if black gangsters are so inclusive of pansies like you. Absolutely despicable human being. Either kill yourself or get killed. Look at this, and it's a picture of a bullet. Here's a picture of some giant humanoid creature wearing a sweet baby ink mask. Fucking
Jesus.
from behind. I hope subhuman N-word beat you
Why?
into a coma, rape you, then start tearing your skin off alive to eat you. Subhuman, weak, stupid whores like you deserve to die screaming, with black N-word hands beating your stupid skull until you piss yourself and start seizing. No one is going to save you.
Damn.
Okay, that's a really nice
Oh, Dan is like, huh, now let me show you guys. I was the one who wrote every single one of those images. Kidding.
selection of 12 things of people insulting you. I feel like I probably get that much a day on my DMs and whatnot. Like, here's just the shit that like goes publicly on Twitter towards me. don't even know where this starts and ends. I put the communist sickle, the Hamas rape triangle. There it is. I mean, so I would say that like this is not so unique to you. Like people are gonna hate you when you're passionate about something that other people are passionate about, and you take the other side of the issue, and you're very objective, and you're very angry, and you're very stuck in your way. That's the game. Okay, we know this.
So Dan thinks it's okay to tell women online that they're gonna. I'm just kidding.
But maybe you never knew this because you were always just the journalist that was going after people, and you felt like you didn't have to get anything back. Well, now you're a content creator. Now that excuse is gone. You are someone that is able to be criticized for your stupid takes or for your base takes. It doesn't matter. That's just how it goes when you create content online. You are not going to please 100% of people 100% of the time. And if you do, you're just some guy like Tom Hanks or Keanu Reeves, who you know fucking nothing about and just exists with a very carefully curated PR team that puts out nothing but, oh man, Keanu Reeves, yeah, he's the best. He bought everyone on the crew drinks. And do you know if Keanu Reeves is a Republican or Democrat? Is he pro-life or not? No, he doesn't say it. And there's a reason why, because the second he says that, he starts putting himself in this position where he probably bleeds fans. You are doing this to the opposite level, and I am as well. But you have to accept what comes with that.
I was facing all of this. I still did my job. I continued reporting on important issues in the space, managing a team of writers, mentoring younger industry members, and even putting on an all-day fundraiser on Twitch for Trans Lifeline that raised $25,000.
So this particular thing I really fucking hate because it's just so... It's like, I did this good thing, and they...
Dude, I remember I said this a long time ago. I think I was still on Twitch when I said this. Streamers like charity drives for two reasons. One, remember back in Dragon Ball Z when people had scouters for power levels and you didn't have to like power scale your antagonist or protagonist, you would just look at their power level on the scouter? That's basically what charity drives allow you to do. Like, oh, look, I was able to raise 50,000. Oh, look, I was able to raise 200,000. Oh, look, I raised 800,000, right? It like power scales you. Like, oh, look, oh my God. That's one thing it does. And then a second thing it does is it allows streamers to somehow ward off like all criticism because I did charity, guy. Are you going to attack me when I was doing charity? Guys, really? What? You're going to attack me when I was doing charity? I do charity. How are you going to attack me when I do charity, guys? What?
Still came out. It doesn't matter, okay? You know what? I helped a grandmother cross the street the other day. Who gives a fuck, okay? I'm very happy for you that you donated. You didn't donate shit. Other people did. True. Let's not act like you're doing some amazing fucking act, okay? You put up a GoFundMe link and other people put in money. Take a step back there, killer. All right?
True.
You're not Mother Teresa.
True.
Let's, like, you go when you want to put your money down there and do something a little bit harder. I'll give it a little bit more charity. But pearl clutching that you helped set up a fundraiser that got donated to, settle down.
Slow down.
All right?
Slow down, Chief.
Those who wanted me to not just lose the job I had, but to never get a job in this space again. What do you think happened? In a just world, sending someone a cease and desist and then filing a lawsuit to get them to stop harassing and defaming you should get them to stop. But instead, Jeff kept making content, and I kept getting harassment every time he did it.
Okay. The reason that people...
I don't talk about this much because obviously I stand to gain everything from it. I need to stop cucking out like this. I just need to complain about everything because all you motherfuckers that hate me complain about everything. I do think there's something to be said for... I don't know what you would carve this out as. I would call it actual harassment. But like when people obsessively post about you or make content about you, that does feel a little bit different in nature. The number one example I can think of is the quartering and like Brie Larson. Or there was that one guy who made all those videos about XXX Sniper Wolf. Like when people get like really obsessed with something, I think that gets like a little weird. Or it's a different type of behavior. I don't know if it should be criminal or not, or banned or not, but it does feel a little different. It's kind of weird, but
people have a problem with you, mostly, is not because of your telling of stuff. It's because you present yourself as some objective journalist who comes into stories with the most biased viewpoint whatsoever and pushes it at every step and ignores every piece of information that pushes against what your narrative is. Okay? When you're coming out there and you're like a virulent anti-men, anti-white guy journalist, no fucking shit. White guys are going to fucking hate you as a result of that. I mean, obviously the self-hating white guys won't, but like Is this surprising to you?
Channels dedicated to DSP or Wings of Redemption. Yeah, I used to say in the past that DSP had like the most dedicated, crazy haters. I think they used to call themselves the Sons of Kojima. That was like that was a little bit wacky. But now I feel like that type of obsessive hate, I feel like is actually just kind of common. I feel like it just feels like everybody kind of does that now, where you have like all these crazy snarker or anti-fan communities that pop up around people, and then they just like obsessively track them. But I guess, I mean, it's part of celebrity culture. I guess celebrities have been dealing with it for a long time, real life ones. So,
like, you're putting out media.
Where is that line though? Couldn't you argue that Dan did a lot of targeted coverage of Dan Clancy? When does it switch to harassment? Well, I mean, for the Clancy stuff, if he's like the CEO of a company and that company is like engaged in stuff, I think that makes you like valid for criticism. I feel like the one thing I never really agreed with was like the targeting of like, they found some Dan Clancy account for like his porn consumptions. I felt like that was weird, and I don't know why that was a line of attack. But I mean, like if you're the CEO of a company or whatever, like I get that. I guess maybe the irritation I have these days is it feels like the fixation always ends up in this weird personal world instead of ever on the thing itself. Because I guess now that I think about it, if somebody were to make like 100 videos of me like shitting on like this is why Destiny's retarded about economics or Israel Palestine or whatever else, I'm like, okay, fine. But I guess when people get like really obsessive on just like fixating on weird personal attacks and shit, it just feels weird. I guess I shouldn't say weird. It feels no, I think weird's a good word for it. You missed Destiny declaring war on TikTok and Dean and Parker. I did not declare war on anybody. Fuck off.
Is this surprising to you? Like, you're putting out media that is specifically trying to tailor a worldview based around that, all the while acting like, guys, I'm just a native journalist. Like one of the, I think the best scenarios that recently happened, and probably I think the end of your time of being a journalist.
Is it not possible to use the same tactics against these charity LARPers? Would it not look good in terms of optics to publicly pressure them by challenging them to a debate for charity? It'd be so huge eyes for the event. Very intense. I've thought about that. I think I've actually tried that a couple times. I'll do it sparingly. My big issue with that style of debate or approaching people to try to pressure them into debates like that, using the charity angle, is I would get really worried that I would start getting people to agree, but then I would be really unhappy with the actual debates that would emerge from that. So like looking at the one that Pisco ended up doing with Will Chamberlain on that, on the show with Tim Pool or whatever, like if I would have paid for that, I would have been really unhappy that I wasted my money on that because I thought that was dog shit. The format for that I thought was just fucking terrible. So
was your Hassan puff piece bullshit, okay? And why is that egregious? It's egregious because there is compilation videos of you thirsting to be with Hassan Piker. Thirsting to be with Hassan Piker. I'm not going to link them here, but it's embarrassing watching this. And then you going out and doing editorial pieces about Hassan is what you would call not journalism. You would call that PR. In fact, there's this famous statement. I don't know what the fuck. Journalism is something that people don't want you to publish. Everything else is just PR. That's you. You are PR for the people you like. Okay. And that's the problem, is that you're only critical of those that you hate, which is fine. Based, I guess I could say. But you do this for a living and you pretend and act.
You have a couple of conductors. I'll drag in conductors after this. We'll do conductor drama. Okay.
Like you should be held to some standard of Walter Cronkite when you don't act like him. You are not a Walter Cronkite. You are a Hassan Piker. You are a walking, living, breathing propagandist set with a narrative. And people are upset that you were doing this in an industry that they felt you were destroying. You're going to get hate for that. That's what happens. Again, not saying I agree or disagree with any of this stuff. I'm just trying to explain to you, because it seems like you're lost, why there's hate coming your way. When you piss off a lot of people, they're going to be hateful towards you. And it's not like you were just doing innocuous, broad NPR or PBS style reporting. I don't even know an NPR or PBS reporter, because there's no reason for me to love or hate them, because it's almost like just a bland telling of the news with no spin. Just kind of boring. Nobody cares, right? But you're very much sensationalizing all of that stuff. So that's That's why it's happening to you. I'm sorry. We're rambling a little bit here, but I hope that this is helping to understand what's going on for you.
How would you feel if you faced this every day for more than a year, just for doing your job, and for daring to push back against people who hate you for it?
But you guys are getting paid?
Anyways, that's it. I don't know. I just wanted to cover this pretty quickly. I don't know how quick this is. It's probably like a 10-minute video or some shit. But that's it. Just woke up, saw this, and it's just the entitlement and the I can't believe that I am getting criticized. It's like, yeah, you're kind of a bad person. Well, what do you want me to say? Me too, by the way. Hey, also guilty. All right, that's it. Until next time. Cheers.
Okay, I feel like, and I could be wrong. Also, that woman is actually crazy, like crazy. I remember that I didn't even know who this person was initially, or I didn't know like all the surrounding stuff with them. And I think I either jumped on a quote tweet or I tweeted something about this person because somebody else was tweeting something about him. I don't remember why. And I think she DM'd me to argue about it within like 2 minutes of me making this tweet. I was like, the fuck? Holy shit. That being said, I feel like Dan's video here kind of comes off as like justifying unhinged and insane harassment. I don't think she was complaining, or at least in that video, I don't think she was necessarily complaining about getting criticized. I think she was complaining about getting like rape and death threats over her coverage. But yeah.